So in the last video I dropped, I went over some free music production software tools. Well, today I want to cover some free products for people that only have a phone or an iPad or just a tablet device in general. Most of these definitely work on Apple. Some of these will work on Android, so definitely keep that in mind. But the first one I want to start with is Arturia iSpark. Arturia actually has a hardware and a software version of this, but this is the software version for the iPad. Again, everything that I'm showing you is free. I'll have links in the description. I know right out the gate, it looks like a drum programmer, but it says that it's an all-inclusive beat-making solution. And it says the software includes a variety of drum kits and individual instruments. So yeah, sure enough, you can make full beats with just Arturia iSpark. However, if there was one that I would definitely recommend in terms of having a synth plugin on your phone, Synth Master 1 is definitely by far what I would recommend. I use Synth Master 1 in my normal music production on my main computer. The sounds in here are no different. It's literally Synth Master 1, but it's on your phone. Definitely check it out. I definitely plan on doing some Synth Master 1 and Synth Master 2 sound design tutorials. Don't think that Synth Master 1 is less than Synth Master 2. I mean, technically it is, but Synth Master 1 actually came out after Synth Master 2, if I remember the timeline correctly. Originally there was Synth Master, which is the full-blown synthesizer where you could do all kinds of different types of synthesis, and then they made Synth Master 1, which is based off of just wavetable synthesis. And many of you know wavetable synthesis is some of the most powerful synthesis that there is out there, just because of the complexity of the waveforms. Having a wavetable is literally multiple waveforms, so it's literally just more complex in terms of the sound. Speaking of free synthesizers on your phone, I haven't tried this one out yet. I remember using a free version of the Mini Moog back in the day on my computer, and it sounded great. Now I have a bunch of other plugins that replaced it, but in terms of putting this analog sound into your phone, that would be pretty amazing. Of course, it's not true analog, but in comparison to other plugins, at least the Mini Moog emulation that I heard, it definitely has a different character than your typical synth. So if you're looking for some more grit, some more warmth, some more character, definitely check out the Mini Moog for your iPhone. So now we're getting into actual music production software. I've always heard that Beatmaker 3 was really good. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that is a paid program, but if I were to recommend making beats on a phone or a computer, I definitely would recommend Beatmaker 3 just because I've seen so many people use it and the results that they get out of it really sound no different than some of the beats that I hear with people with just your normal DAW. So here's a free solution to get into making beats on your phone if you want to try it out. It looks like a clean layout where you have your patterns here, your MIDI here, your instrument, and then your mixer. If it looks like that on an iPad or your phone or something similar to this, I'd say that that's a pretty clean layout for making music for sure. If you saw my last video, you know that I am a big fan of Roland. This is another free app that acts pretty much like a DAW. Seeing this reminds me a lot of FL Studio. You guys know that I am an FL Studio user. But it says it's packed with sounds, loops, creative tools, and you could search by this section right here. It looks like it's where you access your different sounds and your themes. And then here is where you would input them through MIDI, and then you actually have a touch keyboard as well. Now we're looking at some free DJing tools. I personally used to DJ weddings off of my iPad, and I would use Spotify to stream pretty much any song in existence. Of course, if there was ever a situation where the Wi-Fi was down, I would have to go more traditional. For the most part, I actually love DJing off of my iPad and just having access to Spotify. This is by far not anywhere close to what I was doing, but this is basically like a little soundboard where you can trigger different sounds and they will all stay in beat. It's fun to mess around with, not necessarily something that I would consider using in an actual DJing environment. But when I was using this was definitely fun to pass the time and come up with different beats and rhythms. Now this is something that I haven't used before, but I thought it looked pretty interesting. This is called patterning for iPhone. So it's a very different way of going about making drum patterns. I'm pretty sure it's similar to the advanced drum pattern tool inside of FL Studio. So I'm guessing this is a drum hit, this is a drum hit, this is a drum hit, and so is this. And then the level is the velocity of those drum hits. I'm not sure what's going on right there or there or there, but I feel like this would be an interesting download just to see what you would come up with just by going outside of the box, and changing your workflow can help you come up with some interesting things in terms of musical choices. So yeah, that about covers all the free tools that you could use on your iPhone, iPad. Some of these you could use on your tablet as well. While I don't think any of these are going to replace your main DAW, I think these are fun to use while you're on the road or on the go, and all you have with you is just your phone or iPad. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you would want me to download personally and take a deeper look into, and I'll do so. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.